of loneliness and misery and suffering and unhappiness, and it's all over much too quickly. The question is, have I learned anything about life?
Hello, everybody. Zane Zenokami here with, oh my God, hold on, sorry, redo. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. And these headphones are so isolating now. They're hard to hear, but that's because, you know, we're going professional. Hello, everybody. Zane Zenokami here, back with Essence of Zen After Dark. We've been gone for about a month, and that's due to me needing a breather and a break, and to also start getting in shape. But that's a story for a later time. But I am joined with S2E's co-host, That Mexican with the K. I'm talking about Louis Sandoval. Louis, how you doing?
Doing pretty well, man. Hope that break's been good to you.
Oh, for the most part, yeah. I've had a lot more time to get into my stocks and bonds and crypto, and you know, we'll talk about it later in the show. But Elon is out here giving me heart palpitations.
Yeah, not a big fan of the guy now. As of recent, but we'll talk about that later.
To be fair, you know, we'll save that segment for a later day. But speaking on like stocks and bonds, man, you know, first, I hope the viewers of the podcast who's watching the video version on YouTube, that's youtube.com/Essence of Zen. I hope the upgrade to the equipment that we have in the office is up to your liking. It should be a little bit brighter, better white balance. Actually got studio level lights. And within a couple of months, hopefully we can continue to pump in some money to upgrade some tools. I want to send both Louis and Andy a, what do you call these things? A mixer and a studio level microphone. But we'll get there when we get there, one step at a time. But speaking on stocks and bonds and investments and money and the economy and business, I don't know if the listeners and viewers out there know this, but my main pair of headphones are a set of Sennheiser, I believe they're 58X. Let me double check. Yeah, the HD 58X Jubilee. Those headphones are the best headphones I've ever had. And I love Sennheiser. They're a company that when they make a product, it's out there for you to utilize. And, you know, it doesn't break easily. It lasts you for years on end because they're quality equipment. But it was to my saddened surprise that Sennheiser themselves sold off their audio consumer brand. And I honestly don't know why. And so, look, matter of fact, Louis, let me send you the link that I'm looking at in case you don't have something in front of you.
All right.
So the sources that I'm looking at currently is from techcrunch.com. But yeah, so they cover how Sennheiser announced that it found a buyer for the consumer brand. So the Swiss holding company Sonova, a giant in the hearing aid business, will be acquiring the brand in a deal expected to close by the end of year. Now, I don't have the full details on why Sennheiser decided to sell off the consumer brand. The obvious speculation is that, oh, hey, they're not making enough money from it, or something has changed, and it just got to a point where they wanted to get rid of it and hold up some money. But they themselves are still a company. But when I say they sold off the full thing, it's like apparently like the full... Like, they even sold the logo. They sold, like, the rights, I think. Let me double check. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, no, you have to when you're selling the whole company. Gotta sell the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah. But, you know, typically, they would, when someone would sell a company, they keep, like, some type of percentage. Or they say you can't use, or, like... Anybody who the new company will bring in to make maybe third-party equipment under the brand name, you know, typically they can't use the same logo unless it's like an official. A lot of bureaucracy and red tape around stuff like that. But apparently, Sennheiser was just like, nope, we're done. Take it. Take all of it.
Yeah, well, I guess I hope that the quality continues because
I doubt
it's
it.
basically changing
I doubt it.
ownership, right? New management, I guess, is the way to put it.
No, man. The things that I can say about changing management in giant companies.
Yeah. Well.
But like I said, we'll see what happens, and I guarantee you, I assume or I predict that a lot of Sennheiser equipment is going to skyrocket in price. Not like skyrocket into like the thousands or anything, but they're going to increase, and people are going to try to get their hands on them and hold on to, when Sennheiser was at its best. And to remind people what is similar to this, so when Beats by Dre first came out, they were considered pretty damn good quality headphones. They were made from solid materials, metal, etc. They had great bass. The tuning was done great for like the actual audio levels itself. And then Apple bought them. And slowly but surely, Beats became cheaper. They became lower quality. And at some point, Apple just rolled in their technology into the Apple audio equipment, and that's where we see things like the AirPods quality shot up, and then lastly we got the AirPod Max, which is the aluminum for my British listeners headphones, and they look nice, and I hear that they sound nice, but I'm not a fan personally.
Huh? S2E6 or what?
And I think visually they look nice. I love the way they look. I am not a fan of the crown. I'm not a fan of having to need the headphone bra case to be able to actually fully turn it off. I'm not a fan of it not having a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack and utilizes a Lightning to USB Type C. And if they did not want to do the 3.5 millimeter headphone jacks, cool. They just do USB C to C. You did not need to do Lightning to C, especially when you're a company who's talking about, you're removing the charging bricks to reduce waste, whereas you make this cable that has a very limited use, Lightning to C. That's just your iPhone maybe, and these headphones now. But your MacBooks are all USB Type C. Your iMacs, which we'll talk about later, are USB Type C. Your new Mac Mini is USB Type C. But you're moving forward for the economy, the environment, right? Eco-friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's just their excuse for everything nowadays. The environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny. Yeah, I have some things to say about the iMac, the new one, but we'll get there shortly.
You want to go ahead and make that the next topic?
Oh yeah, we could.
Sure. All right. What you think about it?
The new iMacs, actually, I think they look kind of cool. The thinness of it, the fact that it's got like that zero grab type stand. Well, I guess it doesn't. No, I don't think it does it? No, it's static. I guess never mind. I was gonna say it's almost like that Microsoft one. It's got the zero graph thing. Anyway, it looks very sleek. I will have to say I agree with MKBHD on his point right here. It's like, man, like that's a big freaking chin on it. And two, like they couldn't make like the front of it like black. That trim is just such a thick white border that I just don't think will look good for reviewing any cinema.
No, not at all, man. I it's such a bad decision in my opinion. It really is. And so have you heard people's suspected excuse as to why they kept the chin?
Why?
They think that it's in order to keep the iconic look, so that if you see this device and you see the chin, you automatically know it's an iMac.
Yeah, I don't know.
My response to that personally is, look, hey, if you really think a chin is what makes the iMac iconic, then you can just shrink it. You can shrink it down to like at the very bottom, you still didn't need to be that large, and you still didn't need to use the white bezels. You really didn't. Now, go ahead.
I was gonna say, the other part that I find hilarious is that they have a headphone jack on it, and not only did they have to move the location of it, so basically it's kind of cool and kind of funny at the same time. So it's cool because they've gotten the whole computer to be flatter and thinner than your typical 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So they can't place it on the back anymore, so you're poking out the screen, and they'd have to make it thicker. So God forbid they do that. So they stuck it on the side, which I mean may be a better location for your headphones. But I just thought the little tidbit was kind of funny. And then also, I like this whole color theme that they're going with, but it's dual tone almost. Well, it's dual hue, I guess is the way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really get to see the other color. You only get to see the lighter color because the darker color's in the back. Like that's gonna be facing the wall the entire time. I guess unless you're in an office setting, but kind of ruins the point of the second color in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm on the website and I clicked iMac 27-inch, but then I remember, oh yeah, no, we only have the 24-inch for the new models. And I guess that's what we can expect to happen, right? I think they will at some point, maybe in 6 months to 12 months, come out with the iMac Pro. And I think that will be 27-inch. And I think, well, I would assume that one would also be black bezels in the front. And I would hope you could make the Pro full screen or near full screen. Because I mean, I don't know.
You mean those bezels? Like you wish they would be able to remove those bezels from the one above?
Not just
Is that what you mean by full screen?
No, like full screen, as in make it a little bit thicker. Have the actual screen go from top to bottom or nearly top to bottom, and then and have black bezels. Like a giant iPad, basically.
Okay.
Because I can somewhat consider the idea of a company saying, oh, for the consumer models, the I hate to say this, and don't take offense to this, any watchers or listeners out there, I can see for the basic people, yeah, give them a bunch of colors, give them the white bezels, give them a tinier screen, give them the chin. They don't care because it's going to go in someone's kitchen. It's going to go in someone's playroom. It's going to be what the grandkids use when the grandbabies come over in grandma's house, is the tiny red or orange iMac. But for professional users, someone who does like photoshopping or just photography, video editing, someone who's not going to want the white bezels to interfere with the way the eye perceives the color on the screen, got to have black bezels. I think if they're going to make an iMac Pro, it's going to have black bezels. But I don't know if they will do a full screen display, because I can see them holding onto that chin just for the sake of having that chin.
It could just be an aspect ratio thing as well.
True, actually. I did not think about that. But even then, I would think for a professional, you would want more of the paper-esque, fuller display. Not the 19 by 20, but the I'm sorry, 16 by 9, but the what is the Surface Book's dimension?
Is it 4x3?
I think so. Resolution. Let me see. Oh, that's right. Resolution aspect.
Yeah.
It is 3x2.
3x2. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't super off.
But yeah. So I mean, we'll see. We will see. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm sure if someone really didn't want the white bezels, maybe D-brands in the works to make a little skin you can just put on top to make it black. For all I know.
They already got it out there, dude.
Do they?
Yeah. Linus did a video and he pulled it out of his box and they had an all black dark gray D brands on it, and it even covered the bezels. I'm sorry,
that's really funny.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. D brands, I love you, man. Like, you guys are amazing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show off my phone again. Galaxy Fold 2. I have a D brands bamboo skin on the back. I love it. Love D Brands. Not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor us, you know who to call. Call Lewis, not me. Anyway.
Did you check out their new reveal too? It was a new product. It was a very small one, but it was the AirTags. Did you see that announcement?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Look, man.
Oh, okay. Zane's gonna lay it down.
it's a great idea. It's a great idea that already exists with Tile, and other companies too, but Tile is the main one. But nothing stops Apple from getting into the game themselves. But let me see. I'm trying to search it. Apple tags. But here's. It's just nefarious, man. They give you these tags. They're circles. They're thick. They're big daddies. They're honkers. In retrospect to something like Tile, etc.
Mm-hmm.
They're built in. Well, first, again, they're the tags themselves, the little pucks. They have no way innately to attach to your bags, your carriers, whatever you want to attach them to. You have to buy a holder to slide them in just to be able to put them on other, like just to strap them on and stuff. Kind of not okay, not cool. Two, they do this and they built in all of these great, built-in features, which is cool, but they have it kind of closed off to your other parties, right? So, I mean, they have it open for you to make a deal, but it's kind of I forget the terms and agreements for it, because it's like Tile can jump into the use of the Find My Eye device, I think is what it's called, or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it starts to then force Tile to zero in on just Apple's ecosystem, where Tile wants to be its own thing, which is totally fine and all, but it's just kind of nefarious, man. I don't know how to fully get it. And we'll get more into this particular principle, this mindset, when we start talking about Apple and Epic. But just in general, man, I think the tech is cool. I think the tech is nice, but the way they deliver it, the way they executed it, it just feels kind of a small middle finger to not just their buyers, but also to other companies, and that feels scummy. It just feels scummy.
So here's what I think. I think the coolest feature is that little directional thing that's got, because no other tracker's got that. So they have the tech to throw that in there. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Two, if you already own a Tile, Apple's going to probably already program something in their system where it prioritizes this service among other services, because it's a built-in Apple product. So of course you want their own product to work better. So you might see your Tile or your what's the other one? There's a few other ones out there in the space. Chipotle is the other one that I got in my mind, but that's not one that it's a household name. But that service is gonna be deprioritized basically in the background, so it might not work as well. Of course, because they're trying to prop their own thing. And three, I think they're a little late to the game. I think this is them just looking for a quick buck. Like, hey guys, we gotta release something new. No one's really buying iPods anymore. iPods anymore. We haven't released any new ones. Everyone's kind of wishy-washy about these new Macs and M1 chips. We gotta throw something out there.
Have you also seen the expensive Hermes case for the AirTags?
Yeah.
Why?
I was like, man,
Why?
that's ridiculous. But you know what? So there's probably a few people that have already bought it.
You know there are. There's one that is $450, Lewis. Just for the damn case that goes over your $40 or $99 AirTag. Nearly half a grand.
Yeah. I don't think it's goodbye to it with that.
I will go out and kill a cow, skin it, age the leather, and make my own damn luggage tag case thing before I go and spend half a grand on just a case that holds a single proprietary thing.
It'd probably be about the same cost, but get some beef out of it at least. Hide.
Man, I am so full of steak, ribs, and beef in general from this weekend and Memorial Day. But yeah, man, I don't know. And they have a what's in the box on the website. It is just like your AirTag. Oh, but again,
it's kind of lame that they don't have like a little keyhole or anything for it.
Yeah. Have you seen people doing their own custom drilling to make a hole?
What?
Yeah, they get a like a 22 centimeter drill bit, and there's a area they take out the battery. They open it, take out the battery, and they mark a spot that gives just enough plastic to keep some sturdy rigidity, and they drill a hole through it. They put their little lanyard strip in, and then they put the battery and the case back on, or the little aluminum cap, and there you go. Handmade way to strap your AirTag on your stuff. As a matter of fact, Lou from Unbox Therapy has a video of him doing it. I think.
I mean, they have some cheap ones on Amazon. I'm sure people would just buy that, but it's like, come on, man, you guys can't put a hole in it or something. Some cheap silicone case.
Even Samsung did. Samsung came up with their own Samsung tags, and like they have a built-in hole for you to use. Like,
it's gonna be great. There's gonna be all these off-brand like cheap trackers with apps that are never updated. Wherever they go, everyone else follows, which is both good and bad.
Yeah, but I'm not even gonna get on about the privacy issue here. And I know Apple has some stuff built in to kind of prevent people from being followed or stalked. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's not gonna be a perfect system. It's just not. It's not. You might be, but by the time the thing goes off and says, "Hey, this AirTag has been following you," it's gonna have been for a while. So I mean, they're gonna get some information from you moving around one way or another. So
yeah, give it till next year's Black Hat. Someone will find a way to hack them.
Yep. But yeah, what else is going on with Apple and I guess Apple in general is Apple versus Epic. Their whole court thing is still going on, their trial, and I actually forget like the overhead, but I know it's not over. It's not, and I think right now judges are leaning into Apple's favor, but I'm gonna tell you like it is, man. It should be clear as day that at the moment Apple is not in the right, and I'm gonna be real clear as to why this is, because Apple has the right to make any type of restrictions and requirements and deals for users and companies to agree to get their apps and their software onto the App Store. Absolutely true. But when Epic goes, hey, we want to do something different, and then Apple goes, well, take it off the App Store and do what you want. Okay, cool. Awesome. That's a fantastic solution. However, Apple does not let their users download anything outside of the App Store. Mm-hmm. So when you say get off the App Store and do it, they kind of can't unless users jailbreak their iPhone, and then in which case you punish the users by like trying to avoid their warranty. You try to hinder any other form of updates, etc. So, because of that action, you do not allow someone who bought that phone to properly own that phone and have a way to enable through the actual system of the device itself to download something that is not on the App Store. And in comparison, what you can do on an Android device, you can go into your settings. You can enable the ability to download and install .apks, which are like the app files for Android, onto your device that is not on the Google Play Store. Apple need to do the same thing. Otherwise, yeah, you are creating an environment in which you stifle competition. And while you have all the right to do what you want with the App Store, if you're going to have people try to go around that or say, get off my App Store, you got to have a way for users to be able to get those apps if they truly want it and put it on the device if they truly want it. And that's where Apple is in the wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's one thing to make the rules, right?
Mm.
But then to kind of enforce them unevenly, that's where it bugs, the crap out of me, of course. I mean, just in general, I have more hate generally towards Apple because everything's a super closed ecosystem. But yeah, I mean, I kind of wait a minute. Oh, sorry, Audacity just kind of crept down on me for a bit. But I mean, yeah, it's not a surprise for me anymore. I remember reading this article from New York Times that Apple works with China to censor people. I'm like, well, I mean, it's no surprise. Apple's like a walled garden. It's already their philosophy. So I mean, doing it alongside with a nation state that does something similar, it's well, can't say I'm too surprised. But it's I hope Epic gets some gravy out of this court case, to put it in a different way. Cause yeah, something's gotta put this Titan down, so to speak.
You're gonna activate my fat glands when you say gravy.
Gravy.
Gotta love that gravy. But yeah, that's Apple in a nutshell, and I'm sure we're gonna have more to discuss when it comes to Apple and the Epic, the trials, and just general practices that many businesses are actually going to nowadays. And when we get more news and when we get more, I guess, opinions on it, we will let you know, because I'm gonna tell you this now, I am quite passionate about this discussion, and it makes me want to have an aneurysm, because it's so frustrating to see actual courts go, oh yeah, no competition, that's fine, yeah, you should, yeah, that's totally fine, yeah. See. But I guess, Apple has some other problems going on that, well, it's not just Apple. It's Apple, Tesla, Ford, Google, Lenovo. Anybody who is making technology, I guess, is kind of biting their nails right now, because we are in a chip shortage.
Yep. Not the cookie type potato ones.
I saw a comic somewhere of someone eating CPUs like they were a bowl of chips.
It's probably those videos where they have everything made of chocolate. Kind of months on the fryers. Those smoking beds. Yeah, it's pretty tough though, the chip shortage. It's hitting all sorts of companies like you mentioned. I remember sharing something with you about how I believe it was Ford with their newer vehicles. They're going to have less efficiency because they didn't have the ability to get. Sorry, there's a hair on that. They didn't have the ability to get those fuel monitoring system chips that would control the efficiency of the injectors and whatnot. So it would drastically affect fuel efficiency. So they're actually going backwards instead of forwards. Miles per gallon wise, basically. Which usually you see the opposite when you look for a new car.
Yeah.
Find every little bit to squeeze everything out.
It is weird, and I will say, I don't know the projection, the trajectory of how the market is actually going to adapt and evolve and turn from this event. Because in all honesty, some people say, oh, we're very hopeful. We have other companies doing X, Y, Z to get a hold of cobalt and, ethically sourced minerals, metals, etc. But when you have a worldwide shortage of something and there's no current plan to kind of rectify it, I'm just going to say, expect some price increases when it comes to your tech. And thankfully, this is something that hasn't caused people to just go out and start buying up a bunch of laptops and trying to take a buzzsaw to pull a chip off and then sell it on eBay or the black market. You know,
That'd be kind of funny for me to see that. Just
man,
TikTok videos of people doing that.
after
Like, what are you
2021, seeing people put gas in plastic bags in the trunk.
Oh yeah. I was like, what? What's going on there,
Dude?
Did you get that bad over there? I don't think I ever asked you on it.
We did, but like we shouldn't have, because there really wasn't a shortage, but people just panicked. And but so yeah, in Georgia there were people putting gas in plastic bags, and I don't mean like big trash bag. I meant like Kroger shopping bags.
Yeah, see, I don't know how that would work out. Like,
It doesn't.
okay, so for forgetting about the actual amorphous blob that is a bag, I wonder if it would eat through it.
I believe some did. Yes, people talked about how their trunk is now like lined and absorbed so much gasoline. You had others who, oh my god, somebody burnt their car down because they filled up bags and things of gasoline, put it in their car, drove away, and lit a cigarette to smoke while they were driving.
I guess no one taught him that's the vapors, not necessarily the actual fuel.
If you are out, and look, I'm sorry to say this. This might be cruel. This might be rude. This might be a bit judgmental. If you are putting gasoline in plastic bags and putting it in your car, your trunk, or whatever, I do not consider you that bright of a person. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're smoking in the car with that much gas in the back, you're probably in the lower tier mental category. Yeah, like, you know what? It's, I guess, not surprising at that point.
And again, I've done stupid stuff. I have. I'm not Joe Rogan. I won't sit here and call myself an effing idiot. But I'm not a genius, and I'm human. I'm flawed. I would not put gasoline in a bag. I mean, there are literally jerry cans that you could. Oh. Anyway, after this year, because of events like that, it would not put it past me to believe that someone is out there trying to get a hold of a bunch of laptops or computers or CPUs and are like trying to sell it on eBay or something. I don't know. Or just hoard it for themselves because they think they are going to become an engineer in 5 years when the apocalypse happens and is going to build something from 35 Ryzen chips.
See, the reason why I find it humorous is because, well, you know, when there's the whole toilet paper thing, it was like, well, everyone and their mother uses toilet paper, so everyone's getting toilet paper. All sorts of, you know, all sorts of like ranges of the intelligence spectrum, right? Same thing with the gas. Everyone and their mother uses gas. But chips and Ryzen chips, like, that's a certain category of like human that really wants a video card or really wants that new PC build. So it'd basically be a whole bunch of nerds basically just stealing chips, and now it would be hilarious to me to see.
Well, you heard about the mining farm that got found out by the police, right?
I think I know what you're talking about. It was in Australia, right? Or was it in the UK?
I think the UK. Yeah, UK.
I saw the headline for that, and I was like, if we're talking about the same article, I think
they thought it was wheat. They thought it was a wheat farm.
I didn't read it when they called the amount of like electricity that it used in pounds. I'm like, what? Do you guys not realize that electricity is not measured in pounds, even in Britain? It's usually like in kilowatts per hour.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to read whatever this person wrote. They obviously don't know anything about crypto or electricity or anything. They didn't do any research, so actually I even expect that this article is well written, so I just entirely skipped it. If it's the one you're thinking about.
Yes, it is. But there were multiple outlets that picked up on the story and ran with it. But just in general, the UK police were like watching this building, and it was like, oh, you know, they because of all the power usage coming from it, they thought it was like hydroponics and the special lights used. I don't grow cannabis. I don't know the first thing about it, so I don't know. Like I see videos where they have like the black light, but it's not black light. It's a different type of light. But I digress. So they go in to bust a wheat farm. Turns out it was a Bitcoin mining farm, and they were like, what?
So this is what it was. Okay, let me Okay, hold on.
I'm trying
So,
to picture.
Well,
There it is.
so here's a screenshot of it that I got. So it says kilograms, right? But then later it was rewritten because the idiot writer of this, it's like, oh no, this is in the UK. This is in the UK. So he he wrote it as pounds, like converting kilograms to pounds because British pounds. Because like it's not America. It's still kilograms, so they converted to pounds because there was so much wrong with it. They rewrote it. I was like, I'm done. I'm not reading this. So I've actually never read the article. Yeah, I just like, you know what, this is garbage. There's probably nothing in here that's researched. Oh man, I should find out who wrote that, so I just never read anything from them ever again. Like, are you so out of touch, man?
It's from Hannah Carter from The Sun, looks like. Yeah,
right.
just unfortunate. Trying to get the story out there too fast and make some brain farts. Always validate yourself, people. You are not a random podcast like we are. We are allowed to make mistakes and be fallible because we are legitimately not professional journalisms who have a massive team dedicated to pulling this information in. You're allowed to have flaws, but do better.
Yeah, and then they didn't use the right terminology. They called it a mine. It's like, it's called a farm. But, I mean, I guess that's not really the biggest mistake in there, but whatever.
Yeah. But no, but like this is again like perfect example of though, like someone might be going, oh, there's a chip shortage, so GPUs are going to be limited, CPUs are going to be limited. Let's go and buy exactly as much as we can so we can continue doing stuff like this or something else. But it is what it is. It's going to be interesting to see what goes in the future related to it. But I'm gonna tell you this right now for those who and how it affects Sony is like they came on and said that the shortages of PS5 will continue because of the chip shortage. Tesla is increasing their the price of their cars significantly to deter people from buying it because of the chip shortage. And as we talked about Ford earlier, even Ford, their cars, not just the new electric EV, which we'll talk about later in the show, are going to be pulled back and have to be scaled back due to the fact that chips are limited. So it's going to affect a wide array of things, and I'm just curious how in 5 years how is this going to look?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, they'll have to get better, obviously, because the demand will still be there.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Things like this also still kind of worry me though, and sorry to go on tangents, but with this show is just all about tangents. So you remember back when news started to go out about like Apple utilizing child labor and still making use of like blood diamonds or like blood mining for their products?
Yeah, the whole Foxconn story, the whole suicide nets and all that junk.
So, in my opinion, or how I see it, because companies are, and people gotta realize this, companies do not give two damns about. Okay, they might give one, and they give one damn because it affects how they look as a company. But in times of crisis, in times of shortage, in times of times where people aren't paying attention, they will easily. Sorry, my phone is not on silence. They will easily revert back into some heinous stuff. And so, to me, all this projects is that we should keep our eyes out because companies are going to go, okay, well, there's a chip shortage. Well, okay, well, let's go back to the blood mines, the people who do slave labor to get metals, minerals, diamonds, cobalt, powders, etc. for this stuff, and start paying them, which is going to drive up inhumane things around the world. And look, I'm not trying to say that when a company does this, they are the direct fault for these things happening in the world, but they do buy into them. They do push decisions and actions that causes these things to be more valuable for the people committing these horrible acts. And yeah, I see them going, well, you want chips, you want your PS5s, you want your Ryzen chips, you want the new iPhones, you want your car to be able to have to do self-driving. Well, look the other way. So, but that has yet to happen. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying I don't trust companies because companies aren't humans, and we need to stop looking at them like they're people, in my opinion.
I was also going to say, even if Apple does have the best intentions, it's still international deals with companies that are local. Well, that aren't local, basically. So they can only take the word of, like, the person in charge of the company that's making the chips and processors. So while they may be keeping their word to us, the other company that they have deals with who's still making the chips can just lie and say, like, oh, yeah, these are humanely made, yada, yada, yada. Well, in fact, they're actually not making it because, Apple doesn't have... Well, I guess they could have the resources to keep someone there full time, but there's probably a lot of legal implications there and tax things going on. But there's also that aspect. You can't really keep a close eye on them either because it's not your company either. So you're just kind of taking them at their word.
Very true.
B2B, man.
Yep. So, life isn't perfect, but there's always ways to see these things and try to look for a better way to improve it. But that's where I'll just leave that. I'm not a Steve Apple, so I'm not a freshly divorced rich man.
Oh yeah. Do you want to talk about that for a bit?
I mean, we can, man. We can. At first, I was like, oh, they got divorced. It's been a couple of years. It is what it is. Sometimes people don't stay together. But then I started seeing articles about, like, oh, the reason why is because she found out something about him working with Epstein. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait, what?
Oh yeah, I did see one or two about that.
And so now I'm curious. I am tantalizingly curious. I want the tea.
There's two theories that I potentially believe about this. One theory is like, maybe this is like a strategic, like tactical, like divorce. It's kind of like split the money, and it doesn't look like it's crazy because if someone recently got divorced, Melinda might need the money, so it doesn't look as crazy if she sells instantly all her shares that she's got into Microsoft. Because it's a divorce, people would tend to gloss over that, whatever. The other idea is something with Epstein, because this happened years ago. Maybe Melinda knew about it. She talked to him about it. He always there's nothing to worry about. And there was actually something there. And now finally she had enough of it. So those are the two theories I got in mind. Either something financial that they're trying to do to slip it past us, or maybe there's actually something there that she wasn't happy about.
Yep. And until that tea is spilt, I would not be able to drink from it. So, all we have is rumors, speculation, and juicy gossip. Into which case, I'm gonna say, don't take everything with a full grain of salt. Just listen what's out there. Keep your eyes open and see what makes sense or what can be tied to it. And even then, until you get full confirmation or full evidence that proves it, it can only be speculated that is likely the case. But I don't know, man. Overall, best of luck to both Melinda and Bill. I would assume that neither one of them, if they so choose to go back on the dating thing, will have any difficulty finding people that will be lining up on Tinder or Grindr, or whichever they're going to be using.
I don't know, man. I think it's too late for Bill.
Well, too late to find true love, but I mean...
Well, yeah. Sure, he could always find, some 20-year-old chick who's just in it for the money, of course. Bill's what, 60? Man,
I don't want to I'm not gonna stay on that topic forever, but it would be really interesting to see how there's an episode of Family Guy with you know what? Let's just keep it rolling. Let's just keep the topic rolling.
Keeping it G.
Recycling.
Next topic.
Recycling. So here's one element to me that I think is really important for not just the U.S. but the world in general to get. And it's there. People are trying. They're really, really trying. They really are. But I think recycling does need to be a bigger focus for much of the world. Because think about it like this: we have so many old cell phones, we have so many old laptops, we have so many old computers that people just toss away into dumpsters. You have enterprise technology companies that have like suites full of old Dell Inspiron computers and etc. Even if it's not efficient to reuse those chips specifically into new motherboards and stuff, because they're dated, they're not as fast, not as strong, you can still recycle those CPUs and get back a lot of the materials needed. Will one CPU being recycled give you one newer CPU? No, but 2 or 3 will. And when you have literal dumpster sites, literal landfills with these old, discarded computers that companies upgrade from every 2 to 5 years, man, that's a gold mine. That literally, you get gold from that old equipment. You get cobalt, you get aluminium, you get steel, copper, etc. Titanium, I do believe as well. And that's a lot of stuff that you can easily get back, recycle into new chips that are much better, much faster, stronger, etc. That fits the current generation of CPUs, without having to go and spend tons of money to have it shipped in from country X and country Y and country Z, and then pay your the embargo on or not the embargo, what
tariff?
Thank you, tariff.
Okay.
Tariffs from certain countries and certain deals. Just recycle. But I don't know. What do you think?
Well, it plays into the reusability part of the whole 3 R's of recycling. And it kind of plays a bit into one of our other topics. But something that bugged me a bit was that NVIDIA was saying that it's gonna purposefully make its GPUs crappier for Bitcoin mining. Yeah, and so I'm like, I mean, okay, but now that means someone has to go buy dedicated hardware because they can't use, the gaming rig on their off time to, go mine Ethereum, I guess, and have like a side hustle, or so to say. Not really what people would imagine as a hustle, but it could be for some people. So, I mean, I guess that you could argue the thing about electricity, but it encourages more the purchasing more products. Basically, someone's got to drive that next package from Amazon to your door for a new ASIC that you bought if you really want to be into mining and try it out. It doesn't let you experiment and tinker with it. So that's something that kind of irked me and rubbed me the wrong way. Also, because I'm just big in crypto in general. Also, I don't think it's just specifically NVIDIA that does this, but just video cards in general. When they just include them without the video output, because that just encourages further waste, because then you can't even resell it like on eBay or someone who's just, I don't know, wants a cheap gaming rig or some cheap component for the gaming rig.
Yeah, but to be fair, and not to be fair in favor of NVIDIA or in other companies too, but like just to be fair, in the idea, NVIDIA has been making some sketchy decisions in general, personal opinion wise, and so it's kind of like a look. We see what you're trying to do, but like the biggest the biggest offender or the biggest failed action that NVIDIA does is they simply just sell their cars and send them off to who the F ever. And we've seen literal employees at NVIDIA sell their cars to scalpers, sell them directly to miners, just because they know they have dedicated buyers. And I get the business idea of that. Like, hey, no, someone wants to buy it, we're gonna sell it because they want it. Okay. But to do that and then turn around and go, oh yeah, gamers, we feel your pain. Yeah, it's such a shame that these people are taking the cards and using them for anything but gaming, and now you can't build your new rig. Oh, we feel you. We feel for you. And then they get caught. And I learned this from the youth today. I don't know where it comes from, but they got caught in 4K. They got caught in 8K with the hands red. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I do not know. Like, I get the idea. You're caught in high definition. It's crystal clear to see that you've done something wrong, but I don't know where it came from. I don't know who made it popular. I see it online now, and I'm like, I'm the old guy trying to be hip.
You Guess Yeet's too old now.
Got 4K and 8K. 8K, 8K, whatever. But yeah, so you do that, and now we get them doing the whole what's that old oil company that kept drilling into the ocean and causing oil spills like month to month? BP, thank you. So South Park had a gag about the CEO of BP coming out and being like, okay, I'm sorry. And he's like butt naked on a bearskin rug in front of a fireplace going, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, did we do bad? Oh, I'm sorry. Are we going to stop? No, but I'm sorry. That's NVIDIA right now, at least. But anyway, yeah, oh man, I got off topic. We're talking about naked CEOs on bearskin rugs. Yeah, but in general, the idea to reduce, reuse, recycle, I think is a fair idea. And going back to Apple,
yeah, not exactly the company that encourages. Well, I guess reduce, reuse. Well, I guess the reduction of things. Yeah, because they don't let you open up the devices, and if you do, but to be fair, a lot of companies are in that same boat. That's kind of why I've been eyeballing maybe a Lenovo as a next laptop. Or you sent me another one too. I actually haven't looked into it yet, but for something that's more modular, that's just got pieces out there. Luckily, since Lenovo's haven't changed their design in ages, there are parts from it that fit from previous generations. You could tear it up and tear it down easily. Like I'm just kind of thinking of going that route just to, I don't know, extend the life of whatever I have.
Absolutely. And so just to give the listeners and viewers some info out there, the thing that I sent Lewis a while ago was called the Frameworks Innovative Modular Laptop, and it's now available for pre-order. They have a build-your-own spec, and as well as a basic spec. The price starts out around $1K. And personally, I'm honestly thinking about trying to store some money on the side just to pre-order one. One, to support them. I got my my Razer laptop. I don't need a new laptop, but I do want to support this movement. I am big on modular hardware. I don't know if some of you all may have listened like 3 or 4 years ago. We had the original version of After Dark live through Google Hangouts every weekend. But I'm big on modular. I used to be a big supporter of the Google Aurora project, which they killed off like every other child product from Google, but neither here nor there. It's a topic for another day once more. But yeah, and I mean, like this laptop, the Frameworks modular laptop is so modular that the bezel, you can pull it off. It's connected through clips as well as magnetic, I guess magnets. And they got them in different colors. You can have it in black. You can have it in red, turquoise, white, if you, for whatever reason, want anything other than black. But you can customize it. The keyboard and even the way they do the actual circuitry, like the pins, like the what do they call those? The wire cables, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's like one wire cable connected from the keyboard and trackpad to the actual onboard motherboard, and the keyboard itself is still modular. You can switch out the type of keyboard, the type of trackpad, but all of that is in one unit, and then that all together is going to be a one ribbon cable to the motherboard, which is also modular in other ways. So like cooling, CPU, memory, M.2 SATA drives. It's amazing. It's because like in order to repair it, all you gotta do is pop off the cover, pop off the top, remove one ribbon cable, and everything is at your disposal. You don't gotta worry about accidentally damaging your digitizer. You don't gotta worry about damaging anything specifically. It's beautiful. It's friggin' beautiful.
It's pretty thoughtful of them. So nice.
Oh, give me such a anyway. Oh yeah, how do we improve in general? I think that's the question that most people need to ask and hopefully move towards. I look at Louis Rossmann, who his whole thing is the right to repair, and right to repair inadvertently or purposely, depending on how you want to approach it and look at it, does get into the topic of recycling. Reduce, reuse, and recycle, and being able to repair devices, at a moment's notice easily. And what I was going to dig into Apple about even further is, again, they talk about being eco-friendly and reducing waste. And yet, and Apple they're the trendsetter. What they do, others can and will potentially follow. So, in my opinion, if Apple said, "Hey, we're gonna stop making a new iPhone every year and maybe do every other year," you know, and they said they're gonna do it for the to be eco-friendly. I think without saying eco-friendly, you would have your competition going, "Ooh, I can jump in," you know, in this year that they're not doing anything. But if you say we're doing it because the eco-friendly, recycling, waste, etc., then they'll go, "Ooh, now I gotta do it too, so I don't look like a villain or an evil bad guy." And in all honesty, it might be great for competition too, because if you're doing every other year, then certain competitors can just do like what do they call it? A staggered effect. Apple doesn't do 1 year, so the competition does that year. Next year, the competition doesn't do anything, but Apple does that year. You know?
That's what you're saying.
But they won't. So.
Yeah. Yeah, streams. What was it? How's the saying go?
I don't know.
If wishes came true, beggars would ride. Or no, that's not how it goes. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Yeah.
Ah, that makes sense. Yes.
Sounds like I'm missing something there.
What you said almost reminded me of the Steven Universe quote, which is, was it, "If all pork chops were perfect, we wouldn't have hot dogs."
What?
You got to watch Steven Universe, man. It's
pretty funny.
No, that is the quote, but I digress. So Lois, you know me. I'm a big Elon fan. I'm a big Tesla fan. The Model S is my dream car, right?
Mm-hmm.
I might not want a Tesla anymore.
Oh boy, what's going on, Zane? What happened?
So, and you know, look, I'm not even gonna put blame on Tesla. They clearly have their market. They clearly have their target. They clearly have what they want to do, and I don't think it goes out of most comprehensible things, right? But as the years have gone on, and we talked about this because we talk about Tesla almost every time you and I get together on a session, but I don't. They keep making decisions that I just don't agree with personally on a fundamental level. I don't think you should charge a car or charge for a car with for a lower price and then have certain features locked out by software locks. I don't think that you should ban people from being able to do fast charging on their vehicles if they modify it and you don't like it. Don't get me wrong. I think if you ban them from your supercharger network, the Tesla supercharger network, fine. But if I build my own supercharger in my garage and I plug it into my car, my car that I modify and I'm using my fast charger, and then my car tells me, Tesla says no, we got a freaking problem. I bought my car. I worked on my car. I got my own fast charging in my garage. You don't got to say so in what I do with my car. You shouldn't, in my opinion. But you know, that's the direction that Tesla's been going. And I see that Cybertruck. I love it. I like the design. The design does not bother me. I know people think it's Tomb Raider's boobs, but you know. Then I look at Rivian, and Rivian looks nice, and I'm fine with Rivian. Rivian's cool. I hope they succeed. But then we also get the new Ford, the 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning, competitor to the Cybertruck and by virtue competitor to the Rivian. Now, I have nothing against Ford, actually, I don't own stock in Ford anymore, and I was gonna blame Ryan, who some of you listeners and viewers might know, who I stream with on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Currently streaming Borderlands 1 Tuesdays and It Takes Two on Wednesdays. If you want to go check it out on twitch.tv/essenceofzen. Shameless plug. He got me to buy some Ford stocks a couple of years ago, and then it tanked, and I got mad, so I sold it off. and then they announced the Lightning, and then the stock shot up, and I was like, God dang it. But man, it looks good. It looks good.
So what do you like about it that, well, you already said stuff that you don't like about the Tesla, but compared to the Tesla, what do you like about it?
So it looks like a normal Ford F-150, and so I don't really care because it's a standard truck. Looks like a standard truck. It's a big deal. Want to fight about it. But what really stood out to me is the way that they're targeting the range, right? So on paper, they say about 250 miles on a full charge is the expected or estimated range for the standard F-150 Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
But then everyone who's been testing it, they say that no, they're told that range is what they're using with the expectation that you're carrying I forget how many pounds, but like a full cargo in your back trunk or in your trunk bed. And I was like, oh, okay, so
it's actually
more,
yeah.
Okay, okay.
No, that makes sense, yeah, because that's who they're targeting it for, like the guys who, well, because there's a lot of guys out there who are kind of, what's the word I'm thinking of? Who are not warm. Well, yeah, but I meant to say who are not warm on the idea of like having an electric truck, because it's fuel and like diesel and gasoline, so it's been feeding them every night and day, so they want to make sure that whatever they get, because it's an investment that's going to pay off and it's reliable, and they could haul like the best of them, like the old Ford.
Yeah. But yeah, so now you're expecting 250 miles plus, potentially upwards of about 450, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot who did that calculation. Or it's somewhere around 500 on a ideal day with no extra added load to the truck. But again, Ford hasn't said that. It's not their go-to because they want to give a safe number, right? Which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, okay, so 250 plus, because, man, I'm telling you right now, 250 ain't diddly squat, in my opinion. I needed at least 300 to feel not as panicky. But if it goes beyond 300, yo, that's cool. And the price point is around $40,000. Okay, that's cool. I look at the front. The front is massive. The front is spacious. The front is well designed. The front has outlets in it.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a while to get used to the whole frunk thing. I guess on a truck that's really cool because you just get more storage space.
Yeah. And it just looks good, man. There's no weird oddities of trying to remove buttons from the wheel, the cockpit. The car won't try to guess when I want to go in reverse. Right now, I'm under the assumption that I will be able to work on my own Ford truck, and they won't just ban me from certain utilities or services or etc.
There's more Ford dealerships and stuff everywhere than Tesla's things.
Yeah.
I'm looking at because I haven't seen this before. This is my first time looking at it. I'm on their product page. I'm kind of a little bit upset that they removed the manual thermometer stuff just because manual knobs in the car. But I don't know. I've never really driven in one of these, so maybe it's something I could get used to. But I do like my knobs on things like this.
You're like Invader Zim. Tell people to push those buttons, turn those knobs, pull those levers.
My guess is that they probably removed it, so then when you adjust the temperature on your phone, you don't have to do some weird robotic servo thing to readjust it that's synced up with what you set up on your phone, since they allow you to control it that way.
Actually, I can't remember. So do you see that ring in the middle of the screen?
Is that actually something that's manual?
Yes, it's a dial that you can turn. So it's a ring built into the cutout of the screen. By default, if I'm not mistaken, if you twist it, it'll automatically start adjusting the volume of the stereo. But if I can't remember, because it's the same screen and the same dial and the same system that's also founded Ford's Mach-E, the SUV crossover looking car EV.
Yeah.
And I vaguely remember, don't quote me on this, don't tie me to it, but I think someone was like, it's context based as well, so you can set it for the moment to adjust different things. So by default, it adjusts your volume. but you can press a quick button and then turn it to do like seeking on like YouTube Music or Spotify. And so I'm assuming there might be a way to press a button and click it to do just temperature, maybe. So I don't fully know, though. I can't remember, and I have not driven one personally, but I like it. Just still like it.
Yeah, would have to play around with it to know for sure. Looking at some of the screens though, I do like how it shows you some diagnostics on your load and everything, because you're making sure that your load is good and that the engine is not forcing itself too much, and those nice side view cameras. It's when you're hauling a lot, those are life saving. Make sure you're not gonna hurt someone with all the crap you're carrying. So I do like those things on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool though.
Also, just big props to Ford, man. They make great space or great use of the real estate on that screen. You know what I'm talking about?
No, because it's been a while since I've seen the Tesla screen, so I don't really know what to compare it to.
The Tesla screen, while nice, I still consider it nice. Some things feel as if they could take up more room, like the lane assist feature on a Model 3 can be extended a bit more. Some things like the windshield wiper buttons and stuff are kind of squished into the left side. It can be a bit bigger to make it easier to press. Everything on the Ford screen seems decently sized, where you won't have to fumble too much to press a button. So I think it has decent. Matter of fact, let me find a Tesla screen real quick. Tesla.
I'm trying to think of who would be using this. Yeah, I don't see, the touchscreen is still I'm iffy about, because the thing is too, like, the kind of person who might be using this, and maybe like they're like a foreman, they're not really necessarily one of the guys on the ground, but you're gonna get your hands dirty at some point. How well does this stand up to dirt and, like, you know, dirty hands, and how difficult it is to clean? That's kind of why I'm on the fence about on this particular vehicle, because the Tesla is marketed to a certain different field, basically, group of people. So those are the things I kind of have in mind, because it's supposed to be something tough, something that could take a little bit of beating here and there.
Yeah, I have to assume that there are other buttons in the car that can act as alternative input. Then I have to assume. I have to. Matter of fact, I'm looking at the steering wheel. Maybe the there we go. Maybe no, I don't see like a lot. Just up and down there. Don't know, because we'll have to see.
Yeah, the steering wheel is nice. That's just kept the classic design, so I do like that.
Yeah. All I'll say is that by the end, the point I want to make for everyone to take away from this topic is man, I didn't think Ford could come out the box swinging, but it feels like they just chest bumped both Rivian and Tesla and went, hey, don't forget the Ford F-150 is the king of trucks, and we know what we do because we make trucks. All right, it's still a Ford F-150. It's just an EV now, but we still big, we still bad, we still out here. We still Ford. Ford strong. USA. 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 America. I'm joking. Because, I mean, Tesla is an American company, too. And so is Rivian. So, I mean.
Yeah, no, I think this one will be here for a while, because Ford has a lot of deals with this local and federal government. They use a lot of Ford. So there's going to be a lot of demand for this. As vehicles start to age, they're going to want something that's more green. They're going to go to this. That's going to create a steady demand, potentially make it cheaper. People start going into the space. So I think this will be here for a while, because it's also a work truck. Yep. It's the majority of what people do. Tesla, I mean, yeah, you could use this to go to work, but people that usually can't afford those right now can kind of work from home now. So,
yep.
So it's like I see this one staying out there for a while. The Ford electric trucks.
I think what I'm gonna want to know more about, specifically from the Ford F-150 Lightning, is how accessible will their battery packs be?
Oh, as in like to do maintenance and whatnot on them.
Yeah, and look, as time goes on, to reference Rich Rebuilds, who you should go check out on YouTube, by the way, listeners and viewers. Look, the technology is changing, the technology is adapting, and they should definitely still be serviceable by third-party shops. They absolutely should. Maybe not exactly right today, but we should get to a point where it's doable. People should be able to learn about it, take it out, replace it, modify the cells, etc. Bada bing, bada boom. And as well as the fact that, look, just like how engines will deteriorate over time, your transmission will deteriorate over time, etc., batteries will also deteriorate over time. You will not have that max charge forever. And I mean, like, 3 to 5 years, you're going to see a noticeable difference. And at some point, I believe it would be very beneficial if we start standardizing battery packs so that they're easier to get in, replace just a few bad cells to give more life to the overall battery pack structure. But that's going to get into some very tough debates in the future over these companies and their battery packs.
Yeah, I hope they're not super pricey, but I mean, I guess that'll depend on demand as well. Because in this case, I see the battery pack as basically the engine. If the battery pack can't really hold a charge anymore, how many people are going to replace the battery pack for $2,000 or use it as a down payment for like their next electric car that can hold more? That's the other thing I'm having in mind too.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think. Because typically when you buy, if you get a new engine, engines can range anywhere between, like, you can get them used for maybe around the $3,500, depending on if it's a engine for a car from the 1990s, late 90s. Brand new engine, late 90s models will be around $5,000, $6,000, give or take. I don't know how much battery packs go for, man. I know Tesla battery packs go for a lot because of their specific technology in their cells, as well as the way that at least Model S's previous generations were designed to be modular instead of not just one big whole block. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a weird, interesting market.
Quick aside, I'm looking at the colors now with the truck. I like the carbonized gray. Just not a fan of these rims. I don't think any color does it any justice.
Yeah.
Maybe the blue, but I'd probably swap them out if I had the coin.
Oh, actually, I see 2 different types of rim, or maybe 3.
Does it depend on trim? Okay.
I don't know. I'm looking. Let me just paste. I can't. Shift Windows S snipper tool. But I'm looking at like the 4 and the add space thing for it, and I see at least 2 or 3 different types of wheels. The white one has like the white and red have like a snowflake design, but then the blue one has that. Yeah, but the blue looks like it has some type of carbon cover, and then the teal looks like it's a normal type of rim of metal. But I can't tell if that's the same as the blue from a different angle or not.
Yeah, it's just that stock rim it looks like. Not a fan of. Yeah, looks pretty cool though. I kind of just like the appearance of Ford trucks better. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
I don't know, man. Like again, that Rivian looks different enough to be cool, but I do not like the front lights. It just looks like 2 giant hippo nostrils, or like the 2 dumb eyes of a stupid robot in the front of future.
It's trying too hard, I think. That's my thing.
But it is what it is. Yeah, my biggest goal is for the future to have more people taking old cars and converting them into EVs. That's all. That's all I want. That's my selfish wish.
Not bad.
But yeah, speaking on electricity and stocks and things, let's get into more of an area where you specialize in, and we're gonna talk about crypto and the recent dips in crypto. And I want to make this clear: neither of us, myself nor Lewis, are financial advisors. We just like the stonks, all right, and we just like the crypto. All right. So we have investments in both Bitcoin. I think Lewis, you got some in Ethereum.
No, I sold mine. I sold mine.
So, but yeah, so, we're there, but just purely talking about crypto, not advising you buy, sell, hold, whatever. Diamond hands, paper hands, it's your choice. So fill us in, Lewis.
Elon. I liked you. Now I don't. Okay. All right, let me get comfortable. Okay. So, I'll start from like the Dogecoin thing. Okay, so Elon starts talking about Dogecoin. All right, cool, funny little coin. Not really major cap coin. It's something really small. It's got an unlimited supply. It's just kind of made for fun. It's not really a serious project. Elon tweets about it. People who don't know anything about crypto get into it. They start playing around with it. Price skyrockets. Elon keeps talking about Dogecoin. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I mean, it's in my eyes, it's just a bubble. It's a coin that was made for fun. The creator, he has this tweet. I should have taken a screenshot. Someone asked him, like, hey man, what were you thinking about when you made Doge? It's like, bro, I was thinking about nothing. I made the thing in 2 hours, but just for fun. So it's a bubble in my eyes. I'm like, okay, whatever. It looks like a pump and dump. He's just trying to get some money out of like Doge. Whatever. Pay no attention to it. At least it's got some good things coming out for it. But then Elon rags on my boy Bitcoin. And so and I got pissed off at him. Because one, in my eyes, like Bitcoin is the most like legitimate cryptocurrency that's got the most backing, that's the most stable out of all of them. He rags on it because why? Because electricity use. But like, wait, what? Bro, you make electric cars. So wait, it's great for the environment when you use electricity to power your cars, but not great when you power the world's economy. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were all about electricity. Oh, wait a minute. It's all using up as much electricity as a small country. Oh no. Boo-hoo. You know how much energy it costs, man, to like mine freaking gold? All the amount of power and gas that goes into mining that, as opposed to if we just use Bitcoin or some other medium. So I'm pretty upset at Elon right now because he's, in my eyes, shying people away from a good, solid investment, and two, like just kind of filling his own bags, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Because he's kind of being hypocritical in this coin. Like, come on, man, like. This thing that like doesn't need offices, doesn't need like all these workers, like that's using vastly more electricity if we're gonna talk about that, like than any other thing. So before you rag on Bitcoin, look at everything else out there. All right, go ahead, Zane.
I just want to say that I think this is the first time ever in EOZ After Dark where we got an audible from Lewis. So. Elon, congrats. I'm going to send you a trophy that says, first man ever to cause Lewis to rage on the podcast. But no, like, absolutely. Everything you say, I agree with. But here's here's what irritates me in every direction, right? Look, one, Elon Musk knows the I don't want to say power, but the influence. Oh my God, am I calling Elon an influencer? I think I am.
I think yeah, you are.
Ew. Anyway, he's an influencer. He knows how much influence he has on anything from the tech world to the meme world to stocks to crypto. And so, of course, when he makes a statement, it can drastically affect all those markets. But two, part of me also is upset with people because no one man's tweet should be able to influence stocks or crypto that strongly. Now, mind you, if he tweets out, yeah, Tesla is going to take Bitcoins for, a currency to buy a Tesla.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that part too.
That's an actual statement relating to his business and relating to the actual value of a currency to buy an actual product. Yeah, that's going to affect the market. And you know what? If he gets put under fire from the FCE or whatever the federal group, FCC. For that tweet, I think that's up for fair game. But if he goes on Twitter and says, I like Doge, and that causes Doge to skyrocket, I'm not gonna put most blame on Elon for that. Yeah, I mean, he is to blame in terms of like people going out and doing it. But I gotta ask myself, why is that alone any reason to just go, oh well, like what's the old joke with Family Guy at Wall Street where some guys like
old man yelling at the sun or something?
No, that's
Simpsons.
Yeah. But people are in Wall Street and they're screaming about, oh, pit 25 and blah, 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 blah. And then somebody get hit with a frisbee or like a baseball, and then he just goes, put all money in waffles, tasty, tasty waffles. And then someone hears him and goes, waffles, waffles, waffle, and everyone's buying stocks in waffles.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
And so it look, that's legitimately true, because you can look at meme stocks, you can look at GameStop, you can look at AMC, and you can look at all these things and see how wild the simplest thing can turn the value of a stock or the value of some buns or the value of crypto. And so at the end of the day, I gotta ask myself, like, what is causing people to sit here and just, well, I mean, I know what it is, and it's more of saying, should that really be the case, and should we be able to just blame the single individual for the majority of that problem, or is this kind of a double-edged sword where everyone's kind of to blame in some form or fashion? I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely multiple people who just kind of follow a hype kind of thing. I was kind of more pissed off because like the whole it's hypocrisy in that regard.
The implications of the actual
like I mean,
for it.
People kind of just follow celebrities, gonna follow celebrities. There's nothing I can do about that. Whatever. Bitcoin goes up and down all the time. Like, whatever. It's kind of more of his like, he's still holding Bitcoin. Like, how do I know that you didn't say this to try to drive the price down of Bitcoin, buy up some more, and then hope that it goes up? Like, I can't prove it, but I can't disprove it either. Like, how do I know you're not trying to do this and manipulate it to your own degree? Because you just kind of wish you got in earlier.
Right. But, I guess in a really sick and twisted way, you can also say, thanks, Elon, because, I mean, he's making it either purposely or inadvertently more affordable for you to get into the crypto you might want.
True. It's, I heard a friend say something like this. It was like, if you missed the boat, too bad, man. You should have been there. If the elites miss the boat, they're gonna bring the boat back, man. There's no way they're missing the boat.
Oh yeah. That's values in general, and one day we might have to traverse toppled civilizations like the ruins of old New York, and walk into a bar and be like, I want a whiskey. How much is it? And they'll look at you and be like, 25. And you go, well, I got 25 Bitcoin right here. And they point to a sign and it says, we only take Doge. I don't know where I'm going with this, Lewis.
I was to say, if it takes 25 Bitcoin to buy a beer, we messed up. It just costs like 0.0000 like 25.
Well, inflation over the years, man. Inflation is a mother fudger.
Oh boy, that's a really expensive beer. Back when I was your age, you could buy a beer for 0.00.
Oh man. But I do believe that is the show. Louis, you have any extra closing topics or things you want to point out? Buy Bitcoin. No, I'm sorry. I'm facetious, joking. Not a financial advisor.
Don't throw more into an investment than you can afford to lose. Don't use your rent money.
That is some wise words. I keep saying this. We have to make a book called Big Book of Lewis Quotes. And this can be like one of the first bits of merch that we will sell. Just a book of quotes from Lewis. The first one, hey man, I want to put this soap in the microwave.
I forgot you were there for that.
Yeah, dude, like you opened my eyes to a whole new world of weird looking soap. Radioactive soap. Did you ever actually like use that soap after you bubbled it into a weird mass of foam?
I don't remember. I really don't remember. I think I might have, at least for my hands. I don't think I actually use it to brush.
Have your hands grown in size over the last 5 years?
I don't think they have.
Well, I guess again that's the end of the show. Thank you for welcoming us back. I know it's been a hot minute, and I apologize for not having the content to soothe your sweet, luscious ears with our voices and the camera to show my oily, tired face because I've been out and driving and only getting I got about 6 or 7 hours of sleep lately. But I'm tired. It's late. It's after dark, and I rushed this setup. But anyway. Hopefully you'll be back for the next episode, which we'll have Andy Young. We're going to be talking about the Amazon cartoon series Invincible, and some other topics around Nintendo and some other shady decisions they've been making lately. But yeah, aside from that, again, feel free to come to the Discord, discord.chat/essenceofzen, as well as check out our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/essenceofzen, where you can find us streaming currently, at the time of recording this session, Borderlands 1 with myself, Ryan, and Madison. That's Zen, Captain Rye, and Rotate. As well as Wednesdays for myself and Ryan playing It Takes Two, because you can watch the wacky relationship couple of me and him being married in a game where our weird big-eared daughter does not notice that her parents are now two talking dogs that are being chased by, dolls being chased by weird Fidel Castro-like squirrels who use Tommy guns to try to assassinate us and a bumblebee. That game is weird, man. It's like if you take acid and mushrooms at the same time, in a world where like the squirrels are from Rick and Morty trying to rule the world. That game gets dark, like legit. But I digress. Until then, everybody, we'll see you next show. Be safe, stay sane, take time for mental health, and remember to drink water. Take care. Seriously, Lewis, you need to take that game out. It is hilarious.
What's it called again?
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two. Okay.
Essence of Zen After Dark is recorded by and for geeks and nerds alike. The intro and outro songs were provided by ProLeader, who you can find at proleader.bandcamp.com. That is PROLETER.bandcamp.com. If you have suggestions for topics you want to see on the show, then feel free to drop by discord.chat/essenceofzen and join the community and give us said suggestions. Thank you.